Trying to pass it up to Dowling, and there's the pass to Dowling. Dowling going to take a shot. Audrey Keener across to Keyser. Keyser shot in and joining live action here, Atlanta Sting versus Lakeshore Power. Once again for Power Soccer Shop, I'm Tony Jackson. And Kyle Eggleston passing over to Zach Dickey. And Mike Neville for Lakeshore Power using that very shiny chair with one of the largest foot guards you're ever going to see, ladies and gentlemen. And that ball sent out of play. That ball down and cleared out by Neville. Dickey working his way around. Eggleston. Neville, that ball bounces around. And Eggleston, that ball taken away by Tavares Steele. Eggleston tries to get the ball away from Steele, and he does. And the pass cut off by Steele and out of play. That ball all the way across. Hernandez, Eggleston, Hernandez, saved by Neville. Dickey, across Hernandez again. Once again saved by Neville. Set ball coming up just outside the area. Dickey. Close to a 2-on-1, and as a result, Kyle Eggleston just lets that roll out of play. That ball out to Eggleston, back to Dickey. Dickey tries to go across, but he's blocked by Neville, and now Kyle Eggleston hits that ball, and Dorji's going to have to make a play on this ball, not concede a corner kick. Now Tandon Dorji taking on Neville. Dorji leaves Neville, and now Nikisha Adams is there. Dorji does well to block off that. Dickey, Adams up to Neville. Now, Mike Neville's chair is not a strike force, and so you see one of the key features on the strike force is that bar that goes over the rear wheel, because that is what prevents the ball from rolling up under the chair when two chairs are fighting together, and Mike Neville does not have that feature built into his chair. So he's come close a few times over the years. Let's see if he can avoid meeting the floor. Now Zach Dickey trying to get through Lakeshore's defense. Mike Neville. Now there's a huge hit right there by Neville on Dickey. And Mike Neville does very well to hold off Zach Dickey. Neville again just denying Dickey. And that ball's out of play. Goal kick, Lakeshore Power. And you can see on that chair, Mike Neville, his guard is just so long. But Mike Neville also a pretty tall person, so he just gets a lot of length on that chair. Dickey over to Hernandez. And that ball almost gets past Neville. Dickey over to Hernandez. And that ball gonna roll over the goal line. Zach Dickey. I'm pretty sure that wasn't an intended shot, but the result is a goal. You see Dickey trying to go over to Hernandez. Hernandez wasn't there. Derek Weiss, the goalkeeper for Lakeshore, was on the other end of the goal area. And Neville couldn't react in time, so 1-0 the score, Sting. Zach Dickey working around, keeping that ball in play. And that ball out in favor of Lakeshore. Dickey thought about a 180 spin kick, but he pulled out of that spin at the last second. Dickey trying to go across to Hernandez. Now Eggleston with it. Neville tries to get it over to Steele, but Steele was ahead of the ball. Eggleston, Steele sends it back out. Kyle Eggleston again. That ball still in play. Dickey, Steele, Tavares Steele chasing the ball. Zach Dickey trying to get away from him, but instead he lets the ball roll off his chair. And it's out of play, kick in coming up. Now Dickey over to Eggleston. It goes out. Kick in coming up. Actually, it's going to be a goal kick. Zach Dickey rips one down the floor, but it was always going wide. Dickey over to Hernandez, across to Eggleston. Eggleston taking on Neville. Neville just powers his way through there. And that ball sent out of play. Kick in coming up once again for Sting. We're going to take this kick again. I think Tavares still just a little too close. Dickey, cross to Hernandez. Dickey, back to Hernandez. Oh, and there's a huge collision in the goal area. Eggleston, the shot. Eggleston with the goal. 2-0 the score. And after that huge collision, Zach Dickey passes over to Eggleston, and Eggleston finds open space, scores the goal. 2-0 Atlanta Sting. Steele back to Neville. Dickey into Neville. Steele collects the ball. Dickey down to Eric Dornan. Dornan over to Eggleston, but Eggleston can't catch it. Eric Dornan in the match for Alejandro Hernandez. You got to imagine that huge collision with Neville knocked him out of his chair, and you can see there in the Sting technical area, trainers working on Hernandez. Pass across, Eggleston with a shot. Saved. Dornan with a shot. Eric Dornan, is he going to score? He does. Eric Dornan with a goal. And the Sting are rolling right now. You can see Dornan finds space between Neville and Weiss. 3-0 Sting. Neville, Dickey looking to rip one down the floor. And it goes right into Mike Neville. Now Nikisha Adams with the ball, but Adams can't regain control. Eggleston racing to collect it. He's not going to get there in time. Goal kick, Lakeshore Power. Two-on-one violation between Dornan and Dickey, so an indirect free kick. Lakeshore Power. Tavares Steele over to Adams. Neville back over to Steele, but Steele not able to react quickly enough to catch that ball, so Zach Dickey will kick in for Sting. And it looks like Hernandez in the technical area for Sting is ready to go again, but Eric Dornan doing well out there. He's got himself a goal. Steele sends that one across. Dickey rips that one off of Neville. Neville couldn't get that deflection to Nikisha Adams. Zach Dickey waiting to pass to Eggleston. Back to Dickey. Dickey down the floor. Dornan spins around and tries to latch onto that pass. Kicking coming up, Lakeshore Power. Neville. Dickey down the floor. Adams tries to get it over to Tavares Steele. It goes out for a Sting kick-in. Dickey gets around Steele. Dornan clears out of the area. Dickey intending that ball to go to Dornan. So, real quick update on Court 4, Chippewa Valley Hooligans, Boston Breakers. That match level at 1. On Court 3, Northern Lights versus the PRHC Chariots. They are scoreless. On Court 2, Arizona Heat, Northeast Passage Wildcats. And there's Zach Dickey with a pass to Hernandez. Arizona Heat leading 1-0 over the Northeast Passage Wildcats. You can catch that game on the Power Soccer Shop live stream channel, livestream.com/Power Soccer Shop. And here on Court 1, Lakeshore Power trailing Atlanta Sting 3-0. And you're probably watching on one of multiple channels, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. We want to thank you wherever you're joining, on whatever channel you're watching, and wherever you're watching around the world. We appreciate you joining us this week. Steele. Neville punches it up the floor, and it's tailing away from the Sting goal area, and that's going to go out for a kick-in. Neville with a shot. Mike Neville, and that ball deflects off Zach Dickey and into the goal. Mike Neville pulls one back for Lakeshore Power. Let's watch that one again. Aggressive play there by Mike Neville, but it pays off as that ball ricochets between Dorji and Dickey couldn't turn his chair to stop that ball. 3-1 the score. Dickey going right into Neville. Dickey taking on Steele. Tavares Steele getting dragged towards the goal area. He needs to pull out to avoid the 3-in-the-box violation. Dickey driving. Dickey trying to get that goal back. Mike Neville uses that long guard. The pass out, Eggleston. Weiss makes a save. Good job, Derek Weiss. Eggleston. Hernandez takes a shot. Goal kick coming up, Lakeshore Power. On court 4, an update. Chippewa Valley Hooligans 2, Boston Breakers 1. Eggleston sends it right back to Neville. Dickey, Eggleston closing in on Neville, prevented him from taking that huge spin kick, and Eggleston kicks it out for another Lakeshore goal kick. On court 3, they are at halftime. Minnesota Northern Lights 0, PRHC Chariots 0. Dickey, the pass over to Alejandro Hernandez. Dickey got leverage on Neville. Dickey tried to fake out Derek Weiss, but he was not biting on it. Dickey got position. Zach Dickey drags the ball over the goal. Referee Shane Butler, let's see here. Now the referee held his hands up in the air. And it's going to be another goal for Atlanta Sting. 4-1 the score. And now Sting are going to make a change. Eric Dornan going in goal. And it looks like Alejandro Hernandez is coming out. And Tandon Dorji is going to take an attacking role. And the kickoff started without the referee's whistle, so we're going to do it again. Neville just sends the ball down the floor. Zach Dickey, you can see the temptation there to maybe wind up for a long spin kick, but that's really not the place you want to do it. Eggleston, Nikisha Adams sends it into the Sting goal area. Can Lakeshore Power do something here and get another goal? We'll find out. Zach Dickey, though, trying to work his way out. The pass out to Steele, nicely done. Steele back to Adams, but she can't handle that pass. Pass out to Eggleston. Eggleston down the floor. Eggleston over to Dorji. Dorji across the area. Neville tries to clear it, and he does. That ball needs to settle before Eggleston can kick it. Eggleston goes right in on the Lakeshore defense. Dickey sending it out across, cut off by Neville. Neville blocks that out. Adams can't turn the chair to open it up and head the other way, so it's kick-in coming up for Sting. Eggleston over to Dickey. Dickey off of Neville, another kick-in coming up. We're approaching halftime, and Atlanta Sting firmly in control right now. 4-1 the score. And Zach Dickey goes directly into Derek Weiss and sends it out for a corner kick. Eggleston, Dickey, over to Dorji, who uses the side of his chair. Wonderful goal. Fantastic passing, and it all started with Kyle Eggleston. And then Zach Dickey took a little bit off that spin kick. You'll see him here. Just a soft touch over to Dorji, and Dorji puts it in for the 5th goal. Atlanta Sting now leading Lakeshore Power 5-1. Dickey. Around Neville he goes. Zach Dickey moving up the floor again. Steele trying to take it away. Zach Dickey very good one-on-one. Dickey looking to pass over to Dorji maybe. Over to Eggleston goes the ball. And that ball sent out of play. So Eggleston preparing for this corner kick. Added time here in the first half. Sting looking to put up goal number 6. Dickey across to Dorji. Dorji into Neville. Dorji across and a huge hit. Neville makes a save. And what should have been a foul on Tandon Dorji was not called. So play continued. We're going to go to halftime. And ladies and gentlemen, I am officially signing off for this match because my team Ability 360 has a semifinal match in the Founders Conference against the Shepherd Strikers. So we're going to take a break. You'll come back to live action where Atlanta Sting are beating Lakeshore Power 5-1. You're watching the 2019 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series.
Welcome back to 2019 MK Batteries Conference Cup Series between Lakeshore Power and Atlanta Sting. This is Devin Lyons taking over for Tony Jackson. He had to go play Lakeshore Drive out of, I think, Alabama. Right now it's tying up with Zach Dickey and the Atlanta Sting. Lakeshore going down. Passing back to Zach. Bounces off to Zach again. Lakeshore Drive is going down the court as Zach passes to number, I believe it's 6 of Kyle Eagleston. Side kick. Land ball. Eagleston passes to Dickey. Eagleston still has it, passes off the goalie of Lakeshore. Lakeshore goalie takes it out. Zach Dickey, and they're let out of bounds. Atlanta Sting's ball. Eagleston to Dickey. Dickey tries to shoot stand but misses. Off of Lakeshore. Corner kick for Atlanta. As they're trying to get the ball to stop rolling so they can put it in play. Eagleston back to Dickey. Dickey tries to shoot it, but it's denied by the goalie. Dickey still has the ball. He's working it. Trying to pass it back to one of his teammates. Back, and he does, but the goalie in Lakeshore takes it down a little bit. They're tying the ball up right now. Eagleston going down. Passes back. Dickey. Dickey's got the ball. He's trying to get the ball out of there to pass it back to his teammate so he can try to shoot in the goal. Dickey, that's a nice move from Zach Dickey, trying to go around him, spin. Land a ball. Kyle passes Dickey. Tries to. He went across the street. Now Lakeshore Power has the ball. Passes back. Dickey helping his goalie. He's taking down the court. One-on-one with the goalie for the Lakeshore Power. Good pass for Zach Dickey down the court. It's Lakeshore ball. As Lakeshore puts it back in. Dickey's grabbed it. But he turned it over and he's going to do a spin kick down the court. And that's a free. It's out of bounds. And I believe it is Lakeshore Power's ball. As put it in play, Zach Dickey tried to stop it to try and spin it to the goal, but he missed it. The goalie passed it down to his teammate down the Lakeshore Power. Lakeshore Power is trying to score one-on-one with Dickey right now. Dickey does 1A as it went off Lakeshore Power drive, and as one of their players tried to do a 180, and it went off again on them. Sting ball. Dickey going down. Off of Lakeshore Drive. Atlanta ball. Atlanta's in the green. Lakeshore's in the white. Dickey passing to Eagleston. Eagleston tries to shoot the goal, but it was close, but it was blocked. Now to Eagleston trying to pass it back to Dickey behind him. He's still working the ball. He bumped it off him. Lakeshore Power goalie, and it's Atlanta ball. And I believe Eagleston's passing back to Dickey. Dickey tried to get the shoot with the number 10 on Lakeshore Power of Travis Steele as he took it away. Eagleson gets the ball, tries to pass it, save it into bounds. Did he? No, out of bounds. Lakeshore ball. Dickey has the ball. He's doing one-on-one with the Lakeshore Power goalie. They're about to, it went out as a goal kick. Atlanta ball. Dickey is going to try to take it down all the way down the court with Eagleston. And he does not. He does a short pass to Eagleston. Eagleston passes it back to Dickey. Dickey's going to try to pass it back to Eagleston. No, he's trying to go around. He went around. He's going down the court. Roll ball. Dickey pass to Eagleston. Eagleston tries to take the court, but does not. And then the Lakeshore Power takes down the court, but out of bounds. Atlanta ball. Eagleston he's going to put back in play with Zach Dickey. Dickey passes it back to Eagleston. Eagleston passes back to Dickey. What's Dickey going to try to do? He bounces off the goalie of the Lakeshore Power. Down there on in. Eagleston passes it. Zach Dickey went down the court and passes it off and hits the goalie out of bounds. Atlanta ball. Kyle passes it. Will pass it to Zach Dickey. Dickey tries to do it, but pass back down to the goal line. And the goalie blocked it. Dickey he was trying to pass it back to his teammate that was behind him, but instead it went out of bounds, and it's Lakeshore Power ball. Dickey does 180 down the court, but nobody was wide open. Lakeshore ball. As you guys can tell, Atlanta Sting is down there by Lakeshore Power's goal. And we have a stoppage on the play, or on the floor. They have a sub going for the goalie. Switching goalies. Atlanta Sting is for substitution. Lakeshore puts it back in the play. They're going down the court. There was almost a 2-on-1 there, but one of the Lakeshore got out. Now Dickey has the ball, playing one-on-one with one of the Lakeshore players. I'm sorry, I can't really tell the numbers on Lakeshore Power on their players. Number 10 of Lakeshore of Travis Steele is going one-on-one with number 23 and the Atlanta Sting of Alessandro Hernandez. Hernandez still going one-on-one. Hernandez passes it back to Dickey. Dickey tries to pass back, but he's got the ball going down the court at the half-court line. He's fighting the ball. He's trying to pass back, but he takes it down the court still. Dickey passes back, tries to. Nobody was there, but it is Lakeshore ball. Lakeshore puts it in. Dickey does a 180, hits it. It's off front of his teammate's guard. Back to him on their own goal. But Dickey coming down the court, dribbling. He's juking around with the Lakeshore Power drive, but it went down the court. And Hernandez tried to score for the goal, and it was way wide to the right of the goal post. As you can tell, this is a bigger division of competition, the high performance. Anyway, I do believe we have a foul. On Lakeshore Power. Dickey has got the ball at the half-court line. He's trying to make he passes it to Hernandez. Hernandez is back, passes it back to Dickey. Dickey does 180 to Hernandez again. Hernandez passes it back to Dickey, but it was on the wrong side, and Dickey can't get to it. Hernandez got it, passed it back to Dickey. Dickey's got the ball. Dickey passes. He's still got the ball down the court. Down Lakeshore side. He ties it up. He's bouncing off of one of Lakeshore players. He passes back to, I believe, was number 6 of Eagleston. Dickey passes back to Eagleston. Eagleston back to Dickey. Dickey doesn't want to eat. Tries to shoot in the goal. Denied. But Hernandez tried to, but he spun the wrong way. And wow, ladies and gentlemen, that should have been a goal. Let's look at the replay. Dickey. Yeah, Dickey tried to shoot it in. It was a good shot. The goalie pushed it out, and Hernandez had another chance of putting it back in for the rebound, but he spun the wrong way. That was a pretty good play on Zach Dickey's part. Dickey going one-on-one with number 10 of Traverse Steel of Lakeshore Power. Now Dickey's on by himself down the court. He passes it back to Eagleston, but Eagleston couldn't get there in time. Now it's a 1-1 again with Dickey with number 10 of Steel of Lakeshore Power. Steele's trying to get it down by the Atlanta's goal, but he couldn't get it in time. It was out of bounds. Atlanta ball. Dickey's going to put it back in play. They're setting up a. Dickey tried to put the ball down the sideline. He thought he seen a gap, but it was out of bounds. Nobody touched it. It was off of him. So Lakeshore Power ball. They have a chance to score here at Atlanta Sting's goal. As you can tell, one of the Lakeshore Power players asking the referee to push the ball out a little bit more so you have enough room to hit the ball so you don't hit the sign or hurt anybody else as he kicks it back into play on the sideline. He kicks it into his teammate, but his teammate hit the back of his chair, went backwards to their own goal. Now it's a one-on-one situation. 3-on-1, I mean. Dickey back to Eagleston. Eagleston back to Dickey. Dickey doesn't want it again. It's denied by the goalie of Lakeshore Power. Dickey's got the ball. Dribbling it down the court by the post with 2 of the goalie and his helper. He's got it tied up. He's going to try to pass it back to his teammate. Lakeshore Power has it. Number 25 of Derek Wiseman. Lakeshore Power had the ball, but turned it over. Kyle has it. And it's almost a goal. Kyle, well, he can't have a chance to shoot. No, he will not. Kyle. Now it's a one-on-one down the court towards Atlanta Sting's goalie. Dickey, 180 down the court. Ooh, almost scored, but the goalie denied it. The half court, Atlanta Sting, and I believe the number, I'll get back with you on that one. Dickey got the ball going down the court. He's got it tied up on the corner of the goalpost. He's looking to pass back to Kyle. Kyle tries to shoot it, but it was blocked. Kyle passes it, tries to get it, but he still has the ball. Kyle, he's going to try to look back, to pass it back to his teammates so they can put it in the goal. He should have let it go. It would have been their ball if he would let that go out of bounds, but Lakeshore has it as a goal kick. The score is still 5-1. Dickey pass down the court. Lakeshore is going down the court. The goalie of Atlanta hits it back out, but hits it to one of the players of number 10, Travis Steele on Lakeshore Power. Now they're fighting it down here on the Atlanta side. Dickey has it. Dickey went around Steele. Dickey's trying to go around the goalie of Atlanta down at his side, but it could not get to it. It was out of bounds. Atlanta ball. Kyle's going to try to pass it to Zach Dickey. And he does. Dickey down the court. He passes back to Kyle. Kyle passes back to Dickey. Dickey does 180 to Hernandez, but he could not get there in time to try to shoot in the goal. Out of bounds. Lakeshore ball. as we're in the 35th minute of the second half of the Champions League between Lakeshore Power and Atlanta Sting. Still passes it in to teammate. Zach Dickey passes back to Kyle. Kyle tried to pass it to him, but cannot. Now Kyle's going down to his opposite side with the ball, with fight with the Lakeshore Power, and there's a foul. And I think it might be on Zach Dickey. I may be wrong. No. Dickey goes down and passes to Hernandez. Ooh. Out of bounds. He tried to shoot it. Nobody touched it last on the Lakeshore Power side, so it is Lakeshore Power ball. As a goal kick. Still's got the ball down the court. He's fighting it, playing 1-1 with Zach Dickey. Dickey still with Still, fighting with the ball. He kept it inbounds. Dickey trying to keep the inbounds down the court. Dickey's down there by himself as he passes back to Kyle. Kyle tries to shoot it in. Hernandez trying to get there. He passes it back to Kyle, but the wrong way. And we believe we have a two-on-one or three in a box. Lakeshore put back in play. Kyle had it. He passes off the steal. But Kyle has the ball down the court. Can he make a goal? Whistle blew. I don't know what that was about. Atlanta's got the ball. Kyle's, I think he has an idea. He's going to pass it to Zach, but that didn't happen. But off of steal of Lakeshore Power, still Atlanta's ball. 37.5 minutes in the second half, still 1-5. Dickey's got the ball, bounces off the steal. Lakeside Power. Now Zach by himself the ball, playing 1-1 with the helper of the goalie. Dickey passes back to Kyle. Kyle back to Zach. Zach still has the ball. Zach's trying to put it in. He passes to Hernandez. Hernandez is trying to shoot it in, but couldn't. Kyle passes to Hernandez. Hernandez back to Kyle. Kyle bounces off the goalie helper. Still's fighting with Kyle. Atlanta's. And it is Atlanta ball. Zach's trying to set up the play so he can shoot the goal because they have a wide opening. They're going to try to give it to Hernandez so he can shoot it in, I believe. Yes. But no, that was deflected by the goalie. And out of bounds, Atlanta ball. Kyle, back to Zach. Zach back to Hernandez. Hernandez tries to pass back. Zach, pass back to Hernandez. Kyle almost had, oh, there's a miss. That was a close, but pretty good pass on Zach and Atlanta Sting. Now Zach has the ball down Lakeshore side. Zach's got the ball with the corner. Passes it back to his teammate, Kyle. Kyle passes back to Hernandez. Hernandez passes back to Kyle. Kyle has the ball. He's playing off a steal. Steele and Kyle still going at each other. Kyle passes it back. He was going to give it back to Zach, but he did not happen. Steele's got the ball. Goalie of Eric knocked it out. And it will be Lakeshore as it's not a corner, a side kick. He passes in. Oh, head still on the body. They blew the whistle. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The final scores 5-1. This is Devin Lyons. And thank you for watching the 2019 MK Battery Conference Cup Series here in Fort Wayne, the Turnstone. We'll be right back for more Power Soccer action after a bit.